They say we die only once, but I think we die twice. Once, when the body gives up, and once, when the last person who remembers us forgets. In this world, people don't disappear with death. They vanish when their names are no longer spoken, when memories of them fade into silence, when the echo of who they were is swallowed by time itself. This is the story of Ayaan, a man who didn't die from disease, or accident, or age, but from something far more invisible. He was forgotten. Ayaan was never loud. He didn't shine in classrooms. He wasn't the kid who raised his hand, or the teenager who had friends on speed dial. He grew up with a quiet mother who read poetry and hummed to plants. She'd say, "If people don't see you, write anyway." He did, pages filled with thoughts he never spoke. He wrote letters he never sent. He painted faces he missed before ever meeting them. By the time Ayaan turned 25, he had mastered the art of disappearing without dying. No drama, no betrayal, just silence. Until one day, even silence stopped noticing him. Wake up, no alarm needed, no one waiting. Train at 7:10, same compartment, same seat. Library at 8. Dusty.com, forgotten like him. People walked by him like wind, passes windows present, but unnoticed. The world didn't hate Ayaan. It just didn't care enough to notice he existed. Every day, he'd restack books that no one borrowed, watch coffee cups stay in the same tables, and return to an apartment where only the lights remembered him. It started small, a glitch, not in his phone, but in people. "Morning, Ramesh," Ayaan said with a smile. The old watchman tilted his head. "Do I know you?" he asked. 6 years of passing this man daily. 6 winters, 6 monsoons, and just like that, gone. At the library, his desk had someone else's nameplate. His ID card beeped red. The manager frowned. "Sorry, we don't have an employee by that name." People brushed past him like he was part of the air. At first he blamed them, then he blamed himself. Then he started to disappear in the mirror. One day, he blinked and his reflection didn't. He typed his name on Google. Nothing. No LinkedIn, no Facebook, even his old blogs. Gone. He opened a group photo from college. He knew where he stood, second from the left, but the image showed a strange blank space, like a ghost had posed for it. The internet didn't forget him, it deleted him, and the world followed. He walked past his favorite bookstore. The cashier squinted. "I think you have the wrong place." The cashier's dog, who barked at strangers, didn't bark. Even dogs stopped recognizing him. One day, on a park bench, he sat in silence. Next to him, an old man with eyes like fog whispered, "You're fading, aren't you?" Ayaan turned. "I was like you once," the man said, skin already gray around the edges. "People stop seeing you, then they stop remembering you, then you're gone." Ayaan swallowed hard. "How do I stop it?" "You don't, but there's a place where those like us gather, where stories stay alive a little longer." Then the man stood up and vanished mid-step. Ayaan followed a handwritten address left on the park bench. It led him to an old theater, rotting from outside, glowing from within. Inside, candles flickered on the floor. Silent figures sat in a circle, old, young, rich, poor, all half-faded, all ... forgotten. A man with only one eye visible spoke. "Welcome to the memory room, where names still live, even if bodies fade. Here, they told stories, real ones, loud ones. Because if someone, even a stranger, remembers your story, you still exist." And that's when Ayaan realized he wasn't alone, but he was still vanishing. She sat in the back, painting even, as her fingers flickered in and out of existence. Zoya. She didn't look scared, just tired, like someone who had stopped waiting to be remembered. "I paint what I forget," she said, not looking up. "Memories try to leave me, So I trapped them on canvas. They talked about favorite colors, songs they didn't remember loving, and dreams they never shared. For the first time, Ayaan felt like someone saw him, even if she was vanishing too. Inspired by Zoya's quiet courage, Ayaan tried again. He visited his mother. She opened the door, smiled warmly, and called him Ashok, her long-dead cousin. He didn't correct her. Old friends. Numbers disconnected. Photos untouched. He walked through the city, screaming his name, but no one turned. He sat at a cafe, wrote his name in the sugar on the table. The wind blew it away. Even sugar didn't want to remember him. It happened slowly, like a page turning by itself in a book no one was reading. Zoya was telling him a story. Something about a red scarf and a rainy day. And then, her voice cracked. Not from emotion, but from distance. Her outline blurred, her hands already pale, turned translucent. I think, she whispered, I'm almost gone. Ayaan reached for her, but his hand passed through. Her eyes didn't blink again. Her journal remained, but her name on the cover faded like chalk in the rain. She didn't die. She was just no longer remembered. Ayaan couldn't cry. Even his grief felt invisible. He walked the streets at night, not to go somewhere, but to prove to the world that he still touched the ground. But the world didn't notice. Lights didn't flicker for him. Dogs didn't bark. Children didn't stare. Back home, he opened his journal and wrote with hands that trembled like the end of a candle flame. I existed. I loved. I was here. Please, someone remember me. Then, he set up a camera and began to record. Ayaan didn't want to be famous. He wanted to be real. He created a project, the Forgotten Archive. Every face from the memory room, every name, every detail, Zoya told him. He uploaded everything anonymously, but people scrolled past. No likes, no shares, just silence. He left the site open, left it running. Maybe one day, someone would remember them. But time kept moving, and time, it turns out, has no memory. Ayaan sat in front of his journal, staring into blank pages. Then he wrote a theory. Maybe forgetfulness is a virus. It infects slowly, first your time, then your relationships, then yourself. He observed the world. People forgetting birthdays, forgetting promises, forgetting what mattered. This isn't just about me, he whispered into the dark. It's about a world that doesn't want to hold on to people, because holding on hurts. He stared at his own handwriting, already fading. If remembering is a choice, maybe forgetting is survival. He lit a single lamp, faced the camera. No script, no edits. Just a face the world forgot, asking to be remembered one last time. I don't need followers. I need witnesses. I was here. I felt things. And I don't want to disappear like I never mattered. He paused. I am the fading man. But maybe, if you say my name, I won't be the last one. He hit upload, closed his eyes. He lay in bed, silent, still. The light from the window danced on his skin, but his skin had no shadow anymore. The frame beside him, once holding a photo of his mother, now held nothing. His journal's last page fluttered, then dissolved like dust. He didn't scream. He didn't fight. He just faded, and the world didn't notice. We think death is when the body dies, but real death is silence. It's absence. It's erasure. So don't wait. Remember someone. Say their name. Tell their story. Because when you forget, they vanish. The screen fades to black dot. Then a whisper. My name was Ayaan.